Grant Cardone's sales systems breakdown. Hey, you know, Grant Cardone tells you to 10x everything and set these massive targets. But what he doesn't ever show you are the 25 or more revenue systems required to actually track and achieve those revenue targets. You see, I've been inside the 10x ecosystem for a while, and today I'm going to break down the implementation gap between Cardone's motivational training and then actually the execution you need to do inside your business. The systems you need to build to make 10x more than just a slogan. You actually want 10 times the revenue, you need to build revenue systems. Hi, my name is Bryce Finnerty. I'm with Deal Flow Dynamics, and I'm going to break down this presentation. I'll be looking at the screen here and at the camera talking to you. And this is a little bit different type of video. This is the type of video that I am going to literally walk through Grant's talking points and then show you the actual revenue systems to hit those 10x growth targets. All right? I am basing a lot of this on the book that really changed it all for me is the 10x rule. Grant's an author. This is about taking massive action, not just incremental growth, but big 10x growth. Sell or be sold is everyone's always selling. You need to sell yourself and put yourself out there. Also, a lot of the information is based on the Business Summit. If you haven't been to this, you should go to it. I'll put links down below to some of these resources, but almost all my talking points, all these dog-eared pages, I put together this presentation from his Business Summit. And if you haven't been to the Revenue Essentials workshop from Cardone Ventures, it's really good as well. Some of my talking points are straight out of Grant's recommendations around revenue. Hey, before I get into it, you're gonna wanna talk to your sales team and your technology people in your company about what I'm talking to you. So please subscribe and like if you like it. And I recommend you save it so you don't lose it. I hate it when I watch a good video and then I lose it. If you save it, then share it out to your team, because some ideas in here you can implement right now, right away, right in your business to hit your 10x target. So let's break down what is the sales system. I just grabbed this off the internet. I'm not going to give away any of Grant's content. I'm just going to show you this one graphic that shows you that the big idea is you have a business, you have an idea to do something in the world, in business, and you want to target that idea towards some sort of audience who might be interested in your idea. And so you have your idea, that's basically your business concept. Now you need to get attention. You have to tell people about it. That's step 2. Grant's really good at this. He's getting a lot of attention. That attention, if they like your idea, turns into a lead, step 3, and then leads come in, and I'm going to break these down a little bit more. Then you have lead management, and then when those leads want to talk to you, that's usually the sales process. You have to manage the sales process, sales management, and then you get that all set up and working, then you scale it up, you ramp it up. So, yeah, so the problem is the 10x sales system is just a PowerPoint slide. It's not a system at all. It's a concept and it's a training point, but it is not something you can implement in your business. And so the idea stage is essentially your offer. That's the product or service your company makes. Attention, Grant calls promote, promote, promote. I'll break that down what that means. But that's essentially promoting on all social media and organic content and a ton of paid ads that Grant does. That's essentially advertising. Those ads are about his offer. Someone who's interested becomes a lead, and they typically come in through a funnel or a lead magnet is where Grant gives away something for free. You should also be giving away something for free that somebody wants to help them get started and get to know you a little better. Now that you have their information, you keep giving them more value, like in a newsletter, or Grant just keeps giving away free stuff. And he's nurturing those leads. And then somebody wants to talk to them. He has a sales team. This is where the actual sales are happening. They maybe called you or texted you. They want to talk to you about the offer and try to sell it to you, because they say selling is helping. If your offer really helps somebody, then to sell them something is to help them, right? Just like I sell revenue systems, I'm trying to help people build their revenue systems because most people stink at it, quite honestly, or don't have the aptitude for it. Then they manage you through the sales process or the customer journey until you buy, and then you're a customer. And then you scale. You do more of what works and you stop doing what doesn't work, and you A/B test things until you get it right, and you scale up the whole sales framework and sell more and more and more. But you know what? There are a ton of systems right in there. I'm going to show you in a demo what they are. And I'm going to really break down first. Let's just stop right here. Why don't people set 10x targets? Or if they do, why do they fail? And the real reason is they don't have revenue tracking systems set up. So these 10x targets are just a dream. There's no reality behind how to execute and arrive at that revenue number based on the systems your business needs. So I'm going to break down the top 5 systems that you just have to have. If you just stop the video after this, make sure you have these 5 systems set up correctly. And if you do, maybe you don't need to watch the rest of the video, but I would say stick around because we're going to keep breaking down these systems all the way to the end. Number 1, the thing we offer is you need this revenue command center. This is where you track all the data in the entire revenue pipeline. And then you put it all into what we call a revenue command center. This is really a dashboard of all the information in the entire revenue flow so that you can track and manage your business and see how the revenue is doing every day. And really, this is how you wind up managing your business. What's in this revenue command center is essentially all the data from the paid advertising. You have to be advertising. Some people don't like to do paid advertising, but it's required. And take advantage of Meta and Google are really good at targeting customers. Use them. They will find customers for you. They are leaders in AI. They can have way more intelligence than you do about how to promote your company to your prospects. Okay, so you need to be doing some paid advertising, even if just a little, until you get that working right. And then, of course, social media. Everyone hates doing this, but you got to. You got to tell your story out there on social media. And that's essentially posting free content on all the channels: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X. And there's many others even, but these are the bare minimum. Start with one, get that going, and then expand. Now that you got all that promotion going on out there and your offers out there, people that are interested will come into a funnel, and the funnel is really what channels those people into the business and gives them that free content, that free lead magnet we talked about. It's either like a free report or a free checklist or a free training, something that you can give away to help them and let them just kind of get used to working with you and get to know you a little better. So you have to build some funnels. And then all those funnels either stand on top of or channel the leads into a CRM where the sales are actually happening, in a customer relationship management system where you sell, or you sell repeat buyers or first-time buyers. That's where the real sales system is taking place, where typically the calls and the texts and everything with your prospects, your email nurturing is all happening in this CRM, hopefully. So do you have these 5 systems going? If not, focus here first. And I'm going to give you behind the scenes. Okay, so next, I want to show you how Cardone Enterprises, he has many companies, how they actually manage their sales systems. I can give you an example from, let me just jump into it. He has a number of tools. Then they vary a little bit as he started different companies. He used to be Cardone Training. He's really good at training. He's really good at sales. He has Cardone Capital now, where they invest in real estate. And they have Cardone Ventures, where they train up and invest in other businesses. So they're scaling their business and they're scaling their clients' businesses. And it's amazing. You should see their revenue growth. It's like hockey sticking. Grant's growing really fast right now. So let me just show you some things that he has and then I'm going to do a quick demo. He has HubSpot for a CRM, and some of his funnels are built in HubSpot. Like we actually built some funnels for him. We used HubSpot native as the CRM and the funnel platform and all the automations, leveraging like enterprise HubSpot capabilities. But a lot of people have WordPress websites. Some of his sites are still in WordPress. Some of his web forms are Gravity forms. Again, we're going to recommend you use the forms that are part of your CRM so they're fully integrated from day one. Otherwise, if you use a third party like Gravity forms, you'd have to send the data. You have an integration point that's fragile. It's really a waste of time. So they also build funnels in ClickFunnels, kind of the #1 funnel software. I have a whole nother video about ClickFunnels. Keep an eye out for that, where we break down how ClickFunnels works. They have Go High Level as well. That's a good kind of lower cost CRM. It's both a funnel tool and a CRM, and it's good enough for anybody. We actually use it in-house in our firm. And you should just know that there are literally thousands of CRMs out there. And it's not like it used to be. Like there was obvious choices like use Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics. It was just pretty obvious back in the day. Not anymore. There are so many specialized CRMs and so many software tools out there. And now there's an explosion of AI versions of standard software tools everywhere. So one of them might be good for you, because I know like a specialty business like construction, they have specialized CRMs that are just tailored to the construction industry. All right, do you guys want to see a demo? Oh, before I jump into the demo, so here's the deal. If you're struggling to figure out what systems, if all this is making your head spin, don't worry. We have this revenue clarity sprint. It only takes 2 weeks. We have a couple workshops with you and then a couple presentations. We will design out your entire revenue command center, get all your data designed, just tailored specifically to your business. So you can fly this plane almost like the revenue cockpit. All the instruments you need to fly a plane, to fly your business. Okay? And then we put together the systems implementation roadmap, exactly what systems you need to drive maximum revenue. So laser focused on systems that make money. And that's what we give you. If you're interested, there's a link to sign up below. And it only takes 2 weeks. So if you've been thinking your whole life, I got to hit these 10x targets, you don't know how, let us design your revenue command center for you. All right, so now let me jump into the demo. If you don't, you must all know who Grant Cardone is, or you probably wouldn't be watching this video. But if you're curious about how he sells, it all starts with all of his websites and social media. I'm not going to break down his social media because you can go look him up anywhere, but you can see he has Cardone University, where you on-demand training. You can see all of his socials up here. He's always doing events. He sells a lot through his events. He either sells the event, sometimes he gives away free tickets. These are all now a lead into signing up. Now you're in a funnel where he's talking about WealthCon. This is a specialized funnel. Let's see what it's built on. It's built on Go High Level. If you haven't seen this Wappalizer plugin, it's awesome. You can see he's using Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, paying through Bill Pay, Google Tag Manager. His CRM is Go High Level, like I said. Okay, and there's a pop-up. See, he's trying to get me going. Secure your seat. There's some sort of offer here. And a funnel is basically a specialized website, usually long form, like it keeps scrolling. Look how many scrolls it's got. Some people will buy right here, emotional buyers, like, yeah, I'm in. People who need more information scroll down. And so he's talking about the speakers. Why should you go? And maybe you like some of these speakers. And then There's early bird pricing. There's some urgency. Buy your seat now, or prices go up. Fear of missing out. What you get at the conference and so on. His credibility. He's got lots of credibility. A video, we call a video sales letter here from Grant explaining it. So this is a really nice looking funnel. And I know the funnel builders at Cardone, nice job, guys and girls. They do a really nice job. So, hey, if Go High Level and this funnel is good enough for them, it's probably good enough for you. The next thing I'm going to go over is he's got a real estate investing business. You can invest next to Grant. He calls it cash flow baby. Real estate sends you money every month, and you can invest in real estate just like Grant does. You get a little slice of the building, and here they're sending people in to get started investing with him, and you can invest in these buildings with him. And so he's driving leads through these funnels. These are actually some of the funnels we built, and it all comes through the website. Traffic comes in. Okay? And then you can find Grant anywhere. Look him up. He's not hard to find. Cardone University is another business unit where he sells all of his sales training and all of his business training. There's thousands of hours of training in here. Look at all this stuff. Grant worked his way up selling. He went door to door and mastered selling, and then started selling training about sales. And he's one of the top sales trainers, but he's also a real estate investor, and he's got like 20 companies or more. I don't know. But you can see Cardone University has its own site. Let's see what it's built on. Yep, WordPress. There you go. He's advertising, obviously, on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Google. That's what these analytics pixels are. These connect your business to those businesses. This is key because now you can get the power of TikTok helping your company if you install like the TikTok pixel. And you advertise on TikTok and you post on TikTok. All right. So again, you'll see a nice website with lots of leads. See something free lead magnet. Try it for free. Usually almost always in there is a free offer, what they call the offer stack. And then once you take the free one, they're going to try to sell you the next step, which you should buy because they got great stuff. All right. So Cardone Ventures, I mentioned earlier, this is where they help other companies grow, more in-depth training, but also coaching that goes with it, and business analysis. So they are experts in business growth. And so they will literally look at your business and help you scale. That's called Cardone Ventures. Again, lots of events, joining the 10X movement. Was it this? 10X. And they just have tons of data and experience scaling companies. And so you see they're going to try to get you into the 10X movement, straight into a lead gen form, capturing that lead with a pop-up, and this as well built on WordPress. All right. So lots of products, lots of things about them. Just a great website, right? But you see, he's got a website per kind of business unit, if you will, or company. And then they have a big conference going on, the WealthCon coming up. And so here's another funnel built in. Probably ClickFunnels, I would guess. If they got ClickFunnels here, HubSpot, the CRM, maybe a little mix of both. A video is called a video sales letter. That's always engaging. Turn on the sound.
I wanted to grow my business.
Lots of testimonials of people growing. It is amazing how many companies are growing with them. Again, you're going to see a very detailed video funnel trying to get you. You can call, you can click, you can do whatever you want. They have a really good sales team with a call center. And these are the types of things you need, even pricing, you can jump in. And these are like those order bumps. You can go to the summit or you can go VIP. Hey. I usually go VIP or the level above it when I go to their conferences. All right, and then what else we got? All right, Cardone Ventures, we already been there. They always feature themselves. You want to keep featuring the owners. This Brandon and Natalie Dawson, the founders, with Grant and Elena Cardone. So you see how they have nice motion graphics and everything. You want to have a nice website. And then they're all into health. One of their best businesses is called 10X Health. So just to focus on health, they've got a sales system online, getting referrals and so on, products and services. So do you see how all the sales are really happening online or starting online with marketing and promotion systems? They do lots of email. I just did a quick scan on Grant Cardone in my inbox, and I'll show you later how much email he really sends. A lot. It's a joke within the community. And then he also does investing in stocks with John and Pete Nigerian, and they're famous options traders. I do a little work with them because I like investing as well. And again, look, free download now. Always lead magnets everywhere you go, right? Yeah, so that kind of concludes the demo of some of the sales systems they have online. And then let me break down exactly how this marketing automation stack works. He says promote, promote, promote. So what does that mean? What are we promoting exactly? I never understood that. I'm like, promote what? Like, here's what you promote. You promote what you do. You promote why you do it. What's in your heart? Why are you passionate to help people? Who you do it for, who your target clients are. What impact have you had? The value you created in your customers' lives and businesses. Talk about your customers and the value you help them with. Give them an opportunity. Invite them to join you. Either work for you or be a partner with you. Give them an opportunity to work alongside you. And you promote your people. You can talk about your A players and how great they are and how you created careers and changed their lives. And then you teach others how to promote the other 6 promotes. And you scale that way. So what's the tech stack? Let me just break down real quick his tech stack. We already talked about it a little bit. Social media is huge. You got to be on social media. Even if you think it's stupid, you have to do it. We mentioned paid advertising. Take advantage of the power of Google and Meta to help grow your business. You need great offers. That's bundling your products and services and how you sell. And there's often an offer bundle or an offer stack, small, medium, and large type things as you go up the value ladder. And if you sell physical products, there's a whole system around that. You need to build these systems around lead magnets, and each lead magnet pretty much has a funnel. These are the free giveaways that typically pull the lead in. They come through the funnels I just demoed you into the CRM. You can have email nurturing through the CRM or sometimes a third-party tool. SMS nurturing if people opted in for texts. You can text them and keep them up to date. And then if they're not ready to buy, you typically put them on the newsletter list where you send, Grant has sends you a weekly strategy. And it kind of nurtures you, and it'll nurture you forever. For the rest of your life, you'll be getting stuff from him. And it's always going to be inviting you back into that sales cycle to buy and giving you more value. Okay, so that's the tech stack. Do you have this tech stack? That's the big question. If you don't, you should be looking at these things to grow your business. All right, that's how sales work. All right. Okay, and let me just jump on this for a second. Why following the money is the key missing element in Cardone's training. Now, Grant has tons of training, and I recommend you go through it. He talks about money, but he doesn't really show you exactly how to track the money the way we do in a revenue command center. In fact, working with Cardones, they don't have a full revenue command center, so they have so much complexity in their business units and so many products. It's hard to roll it all up into one kind of pane of glass. And you could spend your whole life in training and you're just going to be a student. You're not making any money. So focus on the money, and that's why I'm going to tell you to build your own revenue command center. Just first, look at all your revenue drivers from marketing to sales to operations and finance and accounting. Map all that out. Set your 10x targets and then map out what activities you would have to do to hit that 10x target. He doesn't really show you the critical revenue driving activities, so you need to figure these out yourself. You never hear Grant say, here's how you build a CRM, or here's how I do SMS marketing. He never mentions those ever, but that's what he's really doing. That's the software system behind the scene doing all the engagement and taking you through that sales cycle. That's kind of where we come in. If you want to know what is the actual implementation of revenue systems behind what Cardone's teaching you, we help with that. Okay, so let me just show you how to build a revenue tracking system that actually measures your performance. So first, you set those 10x targets on where you are now. Say you're at $1 million, you want to go 10 million, or 10 million to 100 million. And never compromise your targets. Keep aiming for that target. Keep thinking big. Keep that in your mind for the rest of your life. Don't give up on that goal to be 10 times richer, get your financial freedom, and live your best life. So keep that 10x goal and never compromise your targets, because if you don't hit them, which you may not, hey, at least you tried. At least you tried. It's better to have regret. It's better to try than have regret, right? But what if you shoot for 10x and you just get 4x? Well, you still 4x. That's pretty good, right? That's not bad. So that's better than staying stagnant. And so this is one thing you can put into your revenue command center. We call them the activities that drive revenue, or key performance indicators, KPIs, that stands for key performance indicators. And they're indicators of how well you're doing against your revenue target. Hopefully they're leading indicators, because revenue is really a lagging indicator. Now you have the money, but that money came from a sales process that maybe started 6 months ago. So you really need to be tracking what happened 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, and all that in your revenue command center. Here's some things Cardone includes, and I pulled them all out of these books, so now you don't have to read them, but I do recommend you go read them or go to the events. I pulled them all out. See all these dog-eared pages? And here's what Cardone recommends doing. And this is what should be on your dashboard. They have a target to do 3 weekly articles, 3 emails per day to each customer. 3 per day. Did you hear that? 3 per day. Grant's on 4 podcasts a week. He's in interviews. He's always on. He's the Energizer Bunny. And there's a camera crew following him around. So he's just always on. He's doing interviews every day. They're posting on Facebook 8 times a day, Instagram. So you need to be tracking. Did we post 8 times today? How's the post performing? And so on. How many impressions did it get? How many visitors? How many leads? Right? Down through that sales cycle. This is the promotion part of the cycle. 10 Instagram stories that are updated almost every 2 hours. 10 weekly live streams. Grant's always going live. He just pulled out his phone. He's like, I'm live. Hey. That's a pattern interrupt. It's not even planned. It's not even planned with the staff. He just decides this is important. I'm going live, right? So that's something you can do. I don't know if you've thought about that. Something we're going to start rolling out soon. He's on Twitter 6 times a day, LinkedIn 3 times a day, YouTube 2 to 3 times a day, and TikTok 6 times a day. So all that's kind of the promote side. It should be in your revenue command center. Is this work happening? And then related to that, how many impressions is it getting? How many leads? How many clicks? All that stuff would be in your revenue command center. Let's talk about the sales follow-up. This next chapter, the sales and the follow-up systems they use that he hardly ever discusses, but he will say he will follow up 51 times. He'll actually follow up indefinitely. He'll follow up as long as he's alive, and then his team will follow up. And so here's how they follow up. They call this the F word. Hey, I'm just calling to follow up. Don't say that. Call to add value. Say, I've been thinking about you. I thought this might help you. And so they reach out with more value, more free stuff. So no one has time to manually follow up. So this is a big thing in your sales system you need to automate. So you stop chasing deals and you just automate it. And they'll come if they want, or they won't come if they don't want. But don't call them 1,000 times. Maybe call them periodically. But you need to automate this. And it's called email nurturing. Once you get their contact, as Grant does, he sends 2 to 3 emails per day. And I showed you my inbox. I've got quite a few. And then talk about your offer, your credibility, give them more value, more tips, more ideas that can help them, right? You're still helping them with more free stuff. You can also use SMS nurturing. This is a great way to follow up. People always read their texts. They might not like email, but they're always reading their texts. Another great thing is to follow up with a calendar that books meetings automatically, and then has a follow-up getting them ready for the meeting, like, hey, the meeting's coming up, or the agenda, or here's how you log in. Like, there's a sequence that gets them onto the meeting to make sure they arrive and show up. And then after the meeting, there's usually more value. Send them more free stuff, more bonuses and things like that, automatically from these in-person sales calls or in-person or online events. And then, of course, the live event. You saw how many times he's going live. This is his pattern interrupt. It's not even planned. He just decides, I'm going live right now. I have something to say. I want to show something. And so he just goes live, and his video crew comes on and turns it around. And then they blast it out, and you're like, oh my gosh, Grant's live. What's he talking about? And like, I'm compelled. I jump on those calls and be like, what is he talking about now? He's almost live every night and every weekend. I don't know when he sleeps or goes on vacation. I think work is his fun, because this guy is on a lot. It creates urgency, though. And there's no notice. It can't be planned. And you feel like you're going to miss it. Like, if he's live now, if I miss it, I'm going to miss it. So it creates a lot of engagement. Okay, so you guys good with that? This is how you follow up automatically. Then there's a big difference between being motivated by Grant and the actual implementation, right? You can agree it's fun to watch Grant. It's almost like entertainment. He's an entertainer. That's very different than setting up a CRM or email nurturing. That's not so entertaining. So he's very generous with his wisdom, but there's a huge gap between sharing that wisdom and you building a scalable revenue system. And since he doesn't really tell you how to do it, then just, you got to know that the advice is pretty generic. That's the same sales system he just gave everybody. But is it truly the same for every company? No, it needs to be tailored to your company and what works based on your data and what works for your audience and your offer. Quite honestly, you could have learned that anywhere. So take motivation from Grant, take the 10x targets, build the life you want, 10 times your wealth, 10x it again. Go crazy. Get motivated by Grant. But once you get off your ass and get going, that's the real secret. He's teaching you to crush activity. He takes massive action, he calls it. Massive action at all times. He will take action without thinking. You're not supposed to think. Take action. Because you learn so much more by acting. By doing it, you learn. By thinking about it, you don't learn anything. You're just thinking. So take massive action, learn by doing, and that's what we do. We implement systems for you. We will learn it. We will do it. We'll tweak it and get it better and help you hit those 10x targets. But just so you know, there are no real platforms. He doesn't sell software, and he will not come in and set up your business. Okay? You have to create those yourself. So use Grant, get across the graph, and get good at implementing yourself. All right, so now that you understand the call to action is, you're at the end of this video. By now, you understand the revenue systems behind Grant Cardone's 10x strategy. You know the revenue systems behind his sales cycle, but you can probably also see now why most entrepreneurs get stuck right there. We keep going to training and then come home and don't know what to do. Because, you've got the motivation, but you just don't have the systems to implement it. So if you're facing the exact roadblocks I just identified, maybe your current systems can't scale to 10x. You have no clear path to your massive revenue target. You can't see how to get there. And you're consumed by low value activities that prevent you from scaling because you're probably manually following up. Therefore, you don't have time to build an automated follow-up. And you're probably not achieving your full potential. So that's what we're trying to help you with. You need a revenue system that can double your business, but without doubling your workload on your way to your 10x goals. These systems scale for you, you see? So that's why I'm offering you a free demo call. On this call, I'm gonna map out exactly what systems you need to implement first to overcome these roadblocks and create this predictable path to these ambitious targets you have. Because on this call, we'll identify quickly that there's an order to which you build the systems, and it's by focusing on the highest revenue drivers first. You automate that, it starts making money right away, as quickly as 2 weeks, and then that money pays for the rest of the systems, and it pays for itself, you see, on the implementation path. And we will lay out that whole blueprint for you, what systems to implement in what order, so that you can hit and scale. All right? So please click the link in the description to schedule your demo call today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.